Hi, I'm Granny, and we're going down the rabbit hole of Starlite. Maurice Ward was an amateur chemist and the inventor of a substance called Starlite, an amazing heat-resistant creation. One source mentions Ward was a former hairdresser in Hartlepool, County Durham, England. Little is known about his upbringing. I wasn't able to find much. One source mentioned he was born in 1933 and died in 2011. And sometimes it says he was 78, sometimes 77. Oh well. He was a tinkerer and loved to invent things in his spare time. His hobby led him to purchasing an extruder during the early 1980s. It was this purchase that led to the invention of a material called Starlite. Starlite was inspired by the Manchester plane fire in 1985, during which 55 people on board the plane died due to toxic smoke inhalation, not the fire. Ward quoted, "It interested me because it was an air disaster on the ground and because it was the smoke and toxicity that killed people, not the fire. 55 people died in 40 seconds. We thought we'd like to find something," and he continued to quote, "we would like to find something that doesn't burn very much and that would be useful," end quote. He experimented with different formulations of heat-resistant and non-toxic plastic. He created up to 20 formulations a day. Finally, he produced a formulation and used the extruder he had bought years before to make it into sheets. He tested it and it worked perfectly to dissipate the heat. This was the birth of Starlite, named by his 8-year-old granddaughter. She thought it was a good name. Ward believes Starlite could even tolerate a nuclear blast. In the 1990s, his invention was brought into the spotlight when he appeared on a British TV series called Tomorrow's World. On the program, he demonstrated how his invention would protect a raw egg covered in Starlite from a blowtorch. He held the blowtorch on the egg for 5 minutes, turned the torch off, and was immediately able to use his hand to pick up the egg. Then the egg was cracked open, showing it was still completely raw on the inside. Ward offered samples of his product to a variety of companies to do their tests, including the British Atomic Weapons Establishment. One of the tests of Starlite exposed it to 10,000 degrees Celsius. It consistently responded successfully. NASA, many other scientists, and government agencies were amazed at Starlite's capacity to endure the many experiments they put it through. Ward was described as an eccentric, highly secretive, and wouldn't let any of his samples out of his sight. That meant he went and visited all these companies while they did the experiments. He even refused to patent Starlite because it would have to reveal how it was created. He died in 2011 without sharing how he created Starlite. This was where the original story that I read ended. It was so upsetting to me, thinking that this amazing product that could be used in so many different ways. Think of rocket ships, the ceramic tiles that continually fall off and has caused problems. There are so many applications. So I was really upset when that story ended like that. Like, wait, what? Stop. So I had to do my own research and found Rafael Silva, an American, reported that he had become friends with Ward in 2008. Silva stated that after sharing thoughts and ideas for 2 years, they agreed to start a business relationship. But shortly before Ward could share a secret, he died. 2 years later, Ward's family contacted Silva and agreed to sell all the rights to Starlite to him. This is when Rafael Silva created ThermoShield LLC, becoming the CEO in 2013. He acquired Starlite's formulations, productions processes, original samples, Ward's notes, and other materials. It is said that Silva and maybe a couple members of Ward's family may know the composition of Starlite. It is said to contain a variety of organic polymers and copolymers with both organic and inorganic additives, including borates and small quantities of ceramics and other special barrier ingredients, about 21 in all. Nicola McDermott, Ward's youngest daughter, stated that Starlite is natural and edible and that it has been fed to dogs and horses without any ill effects. I don't know. Rafael Silva of ThermoShield stated in a radio interview that Starlite is not made from household ingredients and there is no PVA, glue, baking soda, or baking powder in it, regardless of what has been previously shared. ThermoShield says it has replicated Starlite and is the only company to have itself publicly demonstrated the technology and have samples tested by third parties. Starlite has successfully passed femtosecond laser testing at the Georgia Institute of Technology. Hopefully, this technology will be found to be safe and more common in our lives, preventing the repeat of anything similar to the Manchester plane fire. There have been cases where children's pajamas have had ingredients to prevent it from becoming fire, to make it fireproof, but that has proven to be toxic. So just be careful out there. There's a lot of things that we don't want to expose ourselves to that may have negative consequences. But isn't it wonderful that there is something like Starlite out there? Thank you for spending this time with me. Please join me next time when Granny goes down the rabbit hole. Please subscribe and share, and thank you.